Hey, I'm Kevin with Godlike Incorporated, and I'm here with Phil Caivano from Monster Magnet. We're at the Starland Ballroom in Sayreville, New Jersey. Magnet's playing tonight, doing Dopes to Infinity in its entirety, which everybody should be very psyched about. And of course, Phil's rocking some of our pedals, TWA Triskelion, and also the Maxon ST9 Super Tube. So we were lucky enough to catch him before sound check, and he's going to walk you through how he's using these pedals to get his tones. Okay, Phil? Take it away.
Here we go. You know I've been a big fan of Triskelion since I did these pedals, Kevin.
Thanks, man.
It's awesome. So what I got going on here is you got my, this is an early 2000 Les Paul Oxblood. I got a, what pickup is in here? The Wolf Tone Marshall head. It's a great pickup that really, I think, works really well with how I use the pedals. And I bring that up because I use my volume knob a lot. I'm like an old guy, so that gets used a lot. But right now, this is straight. And so if I kick this guy in, so how I have the Triskelion hooked up for this set is it's giving me more of that kicked back, really thick, woolly rhythm tone. So when it's out, I'm like, you know, more of like just a straight ahead rock sound. When I get this in, why I have it set like this, I can either do rhythm, gives me kind of that Mick Ronson-y kind of thing that I've always grew up with and I love. And for leads, as a lead boost, it's killer. It's like. And if I want more bite out of it, and I have the.
Are you running it with the boost on or off?
This is on.
Okay, yeah. So
yes.
Okay, great.
And the other reason why I have it kicked back a little bit more, so if I want to wah with it.
Awesome.
You know, so if I have too much bite coming out of the Triskelion, the treble just rips my head off.
Yeah, no, it actually, I noticed that it actually gets a little thicker when you turn the Triskelion on, and then when you cut to the wah, it kind of makes it out a little bit.
It's working great together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's funny because years ago, when I first joined the band, I used to use two wahs, one with the gear engaged and one set normal. But the other thing that's great with this now, if I have this in, it's kind of my straight ahead wah sound, but now if I'm doing just straight rhythm, that's with putting the Maxon in line with the two.
They sound great in combination.
They sound great in combination.
Now, do you also run the Super Tube alone, or are you always running it paired with the Triskelion?
I do use the Super Tube alone. And
cool.
When we tune to C, we have a couple songs that are tuned to C. This is my main pedal for that. I'll grab that guitar.
Cool. Okay, yeah, let's grab that. Let's do that.
Okay, so for C gets generally kind of muddy.
So this is like a full like C, just everything tuned to whole.
Everything's tuned down.
Okay.
Down, however many steps that is.
A lot.
It's beyond me. So that's just straight in again. So for C, I usually, this is my old tube screamer.
Okay.
I'll get that in. That kind of does what a tube screamer will do and suck out some low.
Gotcha. Is that a modded tube screamer? Is that like an Analog Man mod?
That's an Analog Man with the silver mod.
Gotcha.
I love it. What I like about what Mike did with that pedal is the mid bump isn't so drastic, it's smoother, and it has like a nice hum to it. And I've just always loved the tube screamer element. You know, I mean, it's done a good thing. And the way I play with the Marshalls are just kind of cranked. I don't really, you know, it just kind of tightens things up. And then if I need to cut, it'll cut it through. And that's what I loved about the Maxon, is that it has the elements of the old style tube screamer, but gives you a little bit more. So here I am using this to suck out some low, but then I kick a little bit more in from here. So for my leads for C, normal rhythm. So if I kick this in for rhythm, I like that more saturated low that the pedal gives me than coming off the amp. So I will use this in combination for rhythm as well.
Yeah, no, it sounds amazing.
Right, but for lead, it'll be like, it's without it, and with it, and if you put this in, so the Maxon gives me a certain sustain, and I remember when you showed me this pedal, when you brought it to the studio, when we did the Mastermind record, this thing went into action like immediately. Two pedals that went into action immediately with the Maxon and the Triskelion. What I love about this pedal is the low boost and then the voltage to go 18 or 9.
Are you running at 9 or 18?
I'm running it at 9.
Okay,
I'm running it at 9, and I just like what it does at 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a certain thing it does. I know other guys may like more headroom or whatever that is. But I guess my ears are just so used to everything being at 9 volts.
Yeah, and with the 9 on this, it's more of a classic type of response. Yeah.
But I love the adjustable mid.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. The gain is awesome. But the low boost, like I was saying before, like what I get out of the pedal for my lows is that more sludgy, kind of saturated, kind of cool without losing the character of my Marshall. And with the Marshall, what I got going, you know, I have the Marshall head with the Metropolis. I have mic'd the cabinet we have mic'd up as a Metropolis.
Okay,
and
cool.
It's one of George's true replica cabs. It's just awesome. Like everything combined. I mean, like once I really started getting into all this stuff, I felt my tone got really refined.
Yeah, no, it sounds amazing.
You know?
Yeah, and for you viewers that don't know about this, the low boost switch on the Super Tube actually flips in a different pair of clipping diodes than the standard setting, and it also boosts your lows by about, I think, 4 or 5 dB. So it just thickens things up and also just gives you a different tonality to the actual clipping. So you know, hear for yourself what it's doing. But
I could have told you that.
That's the technical jargon.
Then the other Maxon pedal that I just got to bring up is this.
Yep.
You know, the AD80. I can
tried and true AD80, baby.
That was just in combo.
Yeah, it sounds great.
It's just I'm able to work with the different pedals. I don't really have things set up like loop-wise and things and chaining them. I just came up with what I like, and I like, you know, we've known each other a long time. I like to gang pedals together, and it's more like addition by subtraction. Like I'll leave stuff on and then kick them off, and you know, work my volume knob quite a bit. You know, on the other Les Paul, I'll show you really quick what I do with the volume knob on that. So a lot of my clean, well, I'll even leave this on. It'll get my guitar down to almost nothing.
It's amazing because I'm hearing this right now and I'm thinking it sounds exactly like your records. You know what I mean?
Right,
like it's the Monster Magnet tone.
It's
you know?
weird. So I do a lot with the volume knob. So I'll start it out like that. You know, and that's kind of big for me. And then one thing I love about the Triskelion is that, like, with whatever amp I use it with, I use it a lot in the studio. We've talked about that, whether it's a small Supro combo, a 50-watt Marshall, 100-watt Marshall, twin reverbs or whatever. That pedal just has a character. So some other pedals we know don't work so well with certain amps. They work good in certain styles of music. Everything I've used this with It just has that tonality that hard to find, and we talked about this last time. A lot of guys will do things with their wahs and overdrives and stuff. There's something in there that when you try to gang them with the wah and an overdrive, just doesn't quite work for me.
Yep.
So this is the Triskelion clean. Not really clean, but low, you know what I mean? Like, I just love it in the low notes. It's just so that's pretty much
it's just it's making them stand out a little bit more and show exactly what you're playing, especially that quick run you just did up the neck.
Right, and then like by cutting the volume back, I can like. So the Triskelion is just not just like, you know, the lead boost kind of cut thing. It really gives me a lot of that like oomph and things for the rhythm.
Awesome.
It's like a really smooth, like low end, and like we went through it, like, you know, you can adjust it for more bite or less, but I've been really digging that more of, on the rhythm and like to get that really dense lead sound that I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. Cool. So there you have it, Phil with Monster Magnet, the TWA Triskelion, and the Maxon ST9 Super Tube. For more info on these pedals, visit us online, www.godlike.com, or for more info on Monster Magnet, visit zodiaclung.com. Now there's a website name.
There you
This
go.
is Kevin from Godlike signing off, telling you, go get some.